Good morning. I am Dr. Dilip Patwardhan, ophthalmologist from Sangli, Maharashtra. I got my eye hospital since last 40 years. Today we will talk about different religions, varnas and jatis. See, there are many countries who are just cannot be seen also on the map. Such a small countries could conquer India and they ruled India. British, French, Portuguese. Why they could rule? Simple thing. Divide and conquer is the rule. They did it. What they did first? They first reduced the importance of Sanskrit. Sanskriti or culture, if you have to remove, first you have to remove the language also. And they impressed all the Indians that you have to learn English to be alive, something like that. And the impression they could succeed, and now even we feel English is a better language. Basically, our Sanskrit is now recognized all over the world. And surprisingly, to get the post-graduation in Sanskrit, in India there are few centers, but you can find better centers in Germany. Is it not surprising? So this is what happened. We are still mentally slave of British. Now, so they could conquer our India by simple policy of divide and conquer. And it was easy in India because we were already divided. Divided by what? Different religions, varnas and castes. So it was very easy. See, I asked philosopher Vamanrao Pai, who has founded Jivan Vidya Mission, so was it the reality of varna, jati and religion? I got astonishing answer which nobody told me before that. Jivan Vidya Mission says, whatever religions at present you talk about, they are religions but not dharmas. Dharma and religion, these are two different things. In Indian culture, dharma is very important. If you see the English dictionary, they will say that religion means dharma. That is not true. That is wrong. The religion word came from a Greek word religier. Means what was that? Few people who believed in certain ideology, they had some idol in front of them and they created some rituals. And those who will follow those rituals and worship that typical idol or god or whatever it is there, whatever there is idol, it may be statue, it may be nothing also. But then they have to follow certain rituals, and such people when came together, it formed a religion. And there are such many religions in India. Why in India? All over the world. See, when a person from one religion says that my idol is the greatest, my idol is the best, my religion is the best, okay, no problem. There is no problem. Yes, one has to have his own, pride for his own religion, no problem. But the problem arises when somebody says, my religion is the best and my idol is the best. If you don't follow my religion, you don't have right to survive in this world. I will kill you. Such a heinous type of thinking comes into play, then the problem arises and the world goes into unrest. And that is what was happening and is happening even now. Isn't it? You can observe that. Because, as I already explained you, real meaning of God, they never understood. You all know the real meaning of God, which I have explained. that is where the God comes in. So, such a horrible thinking few people from few religions do, that causes unrest in this world. Then what is dharma? Which Indian culture states dharma is required. So whatever the dharmas you call in India at present, they are not dharmas, but they are all religions. And they have got their own idol which they worship, and they have a right to do that. But that is not dharma. Dharma means what? And I would like to tell you, these all religions are excellent per se. Every religion says the same thing. Humanity, create peace, have a nice brotherhood. Every religion says. Then why did this has happened? It is because those who are now representatives of that religion, they have not understood the real meaning of religion. So-called priests in every religion, because one thing may be that their intellectual capacity is not that much. Another thing, they are selfish, with a selfish motive to get the power over the population, get the money, prosperity at the cost of belief of poor people. They misinterpreted the meaning, the preaching of a real religion, and that has caused the problem. Because all religions are best. Problem is with these commission agents. I call them commission agents. They have spoiled all the situation. Because nobody reads the real text of whatever the their preaching is there in original religion. But then Indian culture says about dharma. Now what is dharma then? Dharma means that which will create a society at peace. Everybody loves each other. Nobody troubles other. That is called dharma. जिससे समाज में अच्छी धारणा होती है, उसे धर्म कहते हैं. Is there such a dharma available in this world? Yes, it is available, and that was known since so many years, maybe few thousands years back, when Bhagavad Gita was narrated. Bhagavad Gita is not a religious book. It is actually a management book, the best management book, in which you will get answers to all personal as well as social problems. Yes, you will get all the answers. See how is the Bhagavad Gita? There is questions and answers. Arjuna, who is like us, has got so many problems in front of him. He is under confusion whether why should I fight my own brothers, my own colleagues, my own gurus, was the question in front of him. So he asked questions to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is who? He is a wise person, intellectual person. So Krishna, though he is so-called Bhagavan, I will tell you, Bhagavad Gita has given us three important things in life. When you call Bhagavan Sri Krishna, means God, no? In routine local sense, he had even Sudarshan Chakra in his hand. Then simple who has got logic should have asked, why Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself did not kill all the Kauravas? What was the need of war? He had such a almighty power. It itself told that God doesn't interfere in human experience. You have to decide. So God doesn't take any part. He is not decision maker. he can only give advice, he can only direct you. It is up to you. So, the concept that God blesses or curses is wrong. That was clearly defined in Bhagavad Gita, because God doesn't do anything, isn't it? Secondly, in 85th stanza, if you see in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, after telling Arjuna why he should fight, so many explanations he gives, he tells Arjuna, though I have told you so many things, it is up to you to decide. Not because I am telling you, because it is not a preaching book, mind you. He tells, it is you to decide. You have got your own intellect. If you feel okay, then only do. What is that stanza? Yatha ichchasi tatha kuru. If you feel it is okay, then only do. So you are the architect of your own destiny, was told long back in Bhagavad Gita. And when he told Arjuna why he should fight, because we should think of majority of the people. People at large should be benefited was the policy. In the sense, these Kauravas were going on wrong path. If they win, it will be troublesome to the population at large. So either you change their mentality or you have to kill them to preserve the large population which is dependent on the king. So what he told, it is your moral duty to fight. Kartavya dharma was told. It's your moral duty. That is called dharma. Now, in next video, I will talk about what are those dharmas, what are the criteria they should follow. We'll talk about that. If you like such videos, please push the like button and subscribe to it. Thank you.